Hello, it is Tuesday, January 16th, 2024. I'm Chris Primo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Tuesday crossword today, which means we're going to be solving another themed early week, relatively gentle crossword, and this relatively gentle early week themed crossword has been brought to us by Mitchell Turek, Henrik Koskinen, David Innes, and as always, the indomitable Schulmaster. So thank you so much to the four of them. They are benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, which means they support this channel, they keep the series going. Very grateful to them for that. So thanks to those four, but thanks also to everybody who's a patron of the channel. It does mean a lot to me. And if you'd like to support the channel in that manner, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field underneath the video. There you can find all of the bonus videos available to patrons, as well as for benefactors, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. So thanks again if you do support the channel in that way. And if you'd like to support it in a different way, you can like the videos or comment on them, subscribe to the channel. Those things are all helpful, so thanks if you do those. And finally, there's the Daily Solve Discord chat server, which is a nice, friendly chat community you can join via a link in the description field underneath as well. So thanks if you've done any of those things. And I'm going to move right along because I got a late start this morning, so I'm sorry. I'm running late. I don't have much time. I'm going to have to attempt to solve this quickly. So we'll see how that goes. And let's get on with it. This is, I think it's a debut, actually, by Marshall Herman. Apologies if that's not the case, but I think it is. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving, see how we get on. Publication that usually has only one contributor. My very first thought here is zine, referring to the sort of handmade publications that I think from the 70s to the 90s maybe has had their heyday. But let's look at the down. Sandwich with an easy to remember list of ingredients. Oh no, sandwiches. PBJs or BLTs. Neither of those works with zine. So that's not the case. Well, it'll end in S because it's plural. Let's look at the crosses. Slimming surgery for short. Oh, liposuction. Lipo for short. So BLTs would be this one. Oh, a blog, a publication that usually has only one contributor. Right, okay. That's an interesting one because that is true in the classical sense of a blog, which derives from the word weblog, and it would be one person's, weblog, one person's blog. But then there was the era of sort of big major blogs like Gawker that employed, I don't know how many, but many people. And so I don't know. I don't know that I would say blogs usually only have one contributor. Maybe that's back to the case these days. I don't know that blogs are as big anymore, so maybe now they are mainly personal. I don't know. Anyway, that's I'm making I said I have to get through this quickly, and then I spent a minute talking about blogs. Anyway, classic photo magazine. Life magazine was a classic photo magazine. October birthstone would be Opal, I'm sure. Eventually, I'll just commit that to memory. But until then, I'm going to just have to rely on the crosses. Green vehicle, ? Green vehicle. So do we think the pun is saying, it doesn't mean the color green, it means ecological? Or do we think it means, it doesn't mean ecological, it means the color green? I'm not sure. Non-stick cookware brand. Doesn't look at all familiar to me. Gesture involving hitting one's own hand in celebration. Hitting one's own hand in celebration. A self-five? Is that a phrase? I'm just assuming that it's a high five you give yourself. I've never heard that before. Let's see if this... Birds that sound like they'd taste bad. I don't know. It'll be the name of a bird that sounds like maybe a sound like yuck or something like that, or I don't know. Blacksmith's blocks are anvils. There we go. To depart is to leave. One of 24 in a Chaucer book. The Canterbury Tales, right? It took me a moment there. So there must have been 24 of them. I remember reading the Canterbury Tales in high school, but I did not specifically remember there were 24, but there must have been. Locale for a wedding. The altar. Writer Zora Neale Hurston. I remember another thing I read in high school was Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Okay, athlete who boasted, "I'm young, I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and I can't be beat." Was it Ali, maybe? Muhammad Ali? It sounds plausible. And then logical as a syllogism, so valid. This is dealing, yeah, well, I was going to say with logic, formal logic, but that's sort of implied, I suppose, by the clue. But there we go. Okay, things to keep an eye out for on a first date. Red flags, as they say. Things that suggest this person is ill-suited to a mature relationship, I guess, is kind of what that means. Was a no-show, say. One was a no-show. One flunked, failed, one... I don't know. Singer Nat King Cole, there we go. That one is a gimme. So then what about this? Green vehicle. Oh, golf cart. Right. Oh, it was neither. I should have thought it was neither of the things I thought. It was the even less obvious thing. It was a golf green. You know, the green on a golf course, I guess, whatever, however you'd properly refer to that. All right. Oh, foul. Oh, right. Obviously. Yes, birds that sound like they taste bad. Foul, the category of birds. And of course, it sounds like foul, meaning revolting or disgusting. Okay, things that scratch a scratching post. Claws, cat's claws, for instance. Singer Green, CeeLo Green. He was, what was he half of? I can't remember. I feel his career is sort of, was it Gnarls Barkley? He's sort of gone on to have his own whole impressive career. June birthstone. Oh, another birthstone. Pearl, I guess. Boy, I didn't even realize the pearl was a birthstone, but it must be that. Cowboy's rope is a lasso, famously. For fear that, lest ye forget, for fear that ye forget. Ordinary person, informally, would be a pleb, I suppose. Slightly sort of derogatory connotation, I would think there. Trains that run to O'Hare Airport, L's. Okay, well, O'Hare is Chicago O'Hare Airport, and Chicago is famously associated with the elevated railway. So I've actually never been to Chicago, so I didn't know that the L runs to the airport, but it must do. Okay, criminal records. Bookings? As in, book him, give him a criminal record? I don't know what the pun, though, would be there exactly. Criminal records. I don't know, maybe that's not right. A small digging tool. A spade or a... Not sure. Swindles. Ooh, swindles. Cons or takes, maybe? Take someone, you swindle them? Could be. Records and documents are pages. Doesn't seem right. I don't know. I'm going to come back to that. Protrusion is a ledge, maybe? A ledge is a protrusion. Let's see if that helps. Ship's wastewater. Oh, that's bilge, though. Oh, a bulge is a protrusion. There we go. A less sharp protrusion. So there we go. If one is a sore loser, one ruse or one sulks, yeah, that'll be it. So records and documents are, I don't know, that's annoying. Material for some jewelry at a surf shop, some sort of shell, seashells, there we go. Just seashell, I guess. I thought it was going to be plural, but there's not enough room for that. Presumably this is right. Let's just double check it. Tennis great Monica Seles, I remember certainly hearing her name on the news and things like that when she was at the peak of her career. Not fast, slow, is it that simple? And higher priced seating selection. Oh, maybe this isn't right. Because loge, maybe, is what I would think here in terms of seating in, an opera house or some other indoor seating. I don't know. Was a no-show, say. I still don't know what this is. Let's see. Disorderly expansion. I don't know. Rival magazine of Two Down. Two Down was Time Life. And then they merged. Well, the companies that owned them merged anyway. I guess that's why I think they're rivals. I don't know if that's actually right. Writer Wiesel. Iliwizel. Let's see. Fuse as metal. To weld metal would be to fuse it. Stew here, whole bunch. Stew. Slew? Maybe time is wrong. Bit of equipment for a skier, or yeah, it is wrong. Because a bit of equipment for a skier or trekker is a pole, as in a ski pole or a pole hiking walking stick or something. So slew. So I'm not sure what this one is. So stir up, roil, to sort of stir up trouble, to roil a crowd. And disorderly expansion is sprawl, as in urban sprawl or suburban sprawl. It's kind of not necessarily planned, it just kind of housing spreads out, for instance. So if one was a no-show, one flaked. There we go. So Look is a rival magazine of Two Down. Okay. So that would be another photo magazine. That makes sense given the name. That makes more sense than Time being the rival, because Time is a news magazine. Okay, material for some jewelry at a surf shop. Oh, sea glass. Okay, there we go. That sounds better than seashell, the singular. Accelerated high school class with a long reading list. Probably AP Lit, Advanced Placement Literature. And then All Blank Day, November 2nd. All Souls Day, sort of soon after Halloween. Luge, e.g. Oh, that's funny that we have Loge and Luge. Luge, e.g. It's a sled. So luge is the in the Olympics. They go incredibly quickly down those sort of tunnel things. Many a C-SPAN interview informally. Poll. So C-SPAN films Congress and in the U.S., etc. So on cable television. So a poll politician would be on there. Okay, game with 9 rooms. Clue must have 9 rooms. Clue or Cluedo here in the UK. Person held on a pedestal by a small group. Oh, this is the board game Clue. Sorry, I should have specified. Person held on a pedestal by a small group. Some kind of idol, a sort of something idol, but I'm not sure what. Physique, build. Latvian or Lithuanian? Latvian or Lithuanian, starting with a B. What am I missing with a B? These are Baltic countries. Would you say a Balt? I don't know. I hope I'm not just being blindingly ignorant there. I might be. I didn't realize that was how they're referred to, if indeed they are. But let's look at the crosses. Puts the kibosh on. Cancels something. I don't know. This really does look like bookings. A golden one is an especially good thing to follow. The golden rule, which is, essentially do unto others as you would have them do unto you, which is a pretty good rule to follow. Ohm's law unit. Ooh, I don't really remember. I mean, I'm sure I learned about Ohm's law in physics probably in school, but I don't remember what it is. Heavens. Dearie or something like that. Heavens, dearie, or dear me, or I don't know, could be anything like that. If this is exhausted, all is lost. Hope? If this is exhausted, all is lost. Not sure. Movie theater eponym. Movie theater eponym. So it'll be the name of someone for whom a movie theater was named. I have no idea. Yeah, I'll have to come back to it. I feel like I'm struggling more with this than I would on Tuesday ordinarily. Not solving it as quickly as I'd hoped. Like cards at a card table. Dealt, I suppose? Maybe? Let's look at the cross and see. Xanadu Band for sure. Yes, that's correct because Xanadu by ELO, the Electric Light Orchestra. There we go. Set down to place down to plonk down to I don't know. Device on a duct. A valve. There we go. That would make sense. And then Ohm's law unit. That doesn't help me. Oh, volt. A volt. A volt. Something to do with electricity. Okay. There we go. Maybe this must be Bolt. Okay, boy, I feel silly for not just being confident about that initially. I don't know why I didn't think that was The phrase. Person held on a pedestal by a small group. Oh, a cult icon maybe? I was saying idol earlier, but it could be, but cult icon sounds like more of a phrase. Let's look at this. First year law student, or what every answer in this puzzle has exactly. Right, this is something about, oh no, maybe it isn't icon. Because 1L is a phrase I've learned from the crossword before. Um, and it refers to a first year law student, presumably 1L, 1 law, I guess. Does every answer in this puzzle have exactly 1L? It does. That's amazing. I absolutely did not notice that during the solve. That's an extraordinary, that feels like a really impressive achievement to me. I mean, I've actually never attempted to set a crossword, so I don't know from personal experience, but that feels incredibly challenging. And that means this isn't bookings, criminal records. Right. Okay. I don't know. Oh, bootlegs maybe? That's something criminal. What's the records bit? Oh, bootleg records, like a bootleg recording of a concert. Ah, there we go. There we go. Boy, that theme actually was helpful right there. That's great. I'm really impressed by this. Okay, well, Daredevil Knievel, Evil Knievel, the famous motorcycle Daredevil. I think he spelled his name Evel, maybe, I think is how he spelled it. Tick off to rile someone, to annoy them. One named King of Football. Must be Pele, great, one of the all-time great footballers. Actress Lena or actor Ken Olin. Lena Olin or Ken Olin, I've heard of. About 5,280 feet for Denver. Is that its elevation? It must be. Person held on a pedestal by a small group. Oh, cult hero. It was none. It was neither of the things that I thought. That's fine. If this is exhausted, all is lost. Right. It did involve hope. I mean, which I thought it would, but I still don't know what the first bit is. Is this bolts again? I don't think so. Puts the kibosh on. Halts. You halt something. You stop it. Low-priced lodging is a hostel. There we go. Oops, like a youth hostel, for instance. Oh, your last hope. If your last hope is exhausted, then all is lost. Okay. And then set down is, oh, laid down. Right. Okay. So set can be present or past, and that's one of the reasons I suppose I didn't consider that possibility, but there we have it. If you're still in the running, so to speak, you're alive. No, not slive, but alive. Alpine call is a yodel, so like in the Alps, yodel. I'd made a gesture about playing something. That's not what yodeling is. Yodeling is just using your voice. I think I was confusing it with those ads for Ricola cough drops, which show the people on the Alps with those big horns. Anyway, sports-filled school event is a something day, but I don't know what it is. To make less sharp is to dull. That doesn't fit. Surely this is bootlegs after all that. Rule could be wrong again. No, it isn't. Rule is definitely right. Small digging tool. Oh, a trowel. A trowel is a small sort of shovel or spade. Movie theater. Lowe's is a movie theater chain. There we go. So it's an eponym. Its namesake was Lowe. Blank Vera, aloe vera. There we go. The official medicinal plant of the New York Times crossword, lest you forget. And German Chancellor Scholz, Olaf Scholz is the current German Chancellor. So, it's Olaf, sorry, Olaf Scholz, I'm pretty sure. Don't pass is to fail, as in a test. There we go. Word often said before como estás, hola, so you'd say hello to someone, and then como estás, which, as we know from the other day, my Spanish is pretty non-existent, but como estás, how's it going? Heavens, oh, first pope in a line of 13. Ah, right, Leo the First must be, so there we go. So, oh Lord, heavens, oh Lord. Make less sharp, blur. Ah, there we go, I was into blur an image. Swindles, if you bilk someone, you swindle them. And then sports-filled school event is a field day. Oh, is that where the phrase field day comes from? You'll have a real field day. I actually don't know. that's one of those phrases that you sort of just learn and you pick up, and it just means kind of go wild and have fun, real field day. And I've never heard it used in a sort of meaning context that is not sort of idiomatic in that sense, but is actually referring to a particular day at school. I didn't know that was a thing, but there we go. And then rules and documents are not. Oh, I put bulge here rather than bilge for ship's wastewater. I was confused because I was going to say fuels doesn't sound like anything. Records and documents are files. There we go. And that's it. All right, not my most impressive Tuesday solve, I have to admit. Didn't exactly go as planned to solve this more quickly than usual. But there we go. We got there in the end. And I'm extremely impressed by the theme, 1L. What every answer in this puzzle has exactly. I mean, that's amazing. This must be because I would suspect that the constructor conceived this theme because 1L is one of those phrases that comes up in the crossword all the time. And, it really doesn't come up in life at all unless presumably you're a law student. But outside of that particular context is a fairly obscure bit of jargon, I would say. So it must have just been seeing this sort of odd, obscure phrase in the crossword all the time. What could you do with that? And this is a pretty good way to pay tribute to a little bit of crosswordese. Unlike what I usually do, I'm not going to go through every single theme answer in the puzzle because that was literally every answer in the puzzle. But I am very impressed by that construction. So well done to Marshall Herman, or Herman. I thought it was really impressive. And well done to him on his, I believe, debut puzzle. And there we have it. That was the Tuesday crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday midweek mid-difficulty puzzle, so do join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.